all just genuinely strong heroes throughout all parts of the game. Gyrocopters, Queen of Pains, Lenas, these kind of heroes, just always strong, right? And then you've got Bounty Hunter, who has some very obvious strengths and weaknesses, and I would say isn't that same kind of hero. And he said, it's just the fact that Bounty Hunter makes you play so differently. The game is just different entirely when you're able to first pick up a Bounty Hunter, and the team has to deal with that. Now, obviously, as we've seen the group stages progress, it hasn't actually turned out that well. Seems like teams have really adjusted to the Bounty Hunter play, but the general idea is still there. It forces the enemy team to play a different game.
There's no adjusting to a techies. Like, there's no real way that you're just going to completely ignore it. In the before the draft, I said you just have to act like Techies isn't a hero in the game. Mm-hmm. Like, if you die to mines, it's whatever. Dota bugged out. Like, Valve should patch that. My hero just disappeared. Like, you can't get frustrated. You can't allow it to overly impact your game plan. You just have to continue to play solid, smart Dota and not just let it be like, oh, if we push here even with the gem, are we running into mines right now? And I feel like that's what happened to C-Deck. You just have to play cautious and just pretend like he's not some sort of all-omnipotent god that has mines everywhere, and if you just make a move, you're all going to blow up. Like, you have to respect it a little bit less than that.
Mm-hmm. The Universe get a lot of farm here at this lane. 19 and 2 as a kind of dual off-laner. You've got 10 CS on the Dazzle as well, so the combined CS is actually quite nice. Middle lane seems to be going very well for Sumail, to say the least. 57 and 15. Of course, he's got Radiant Sight, so he's able to grab extra CS out of the neutrals. Shiki sitting at a 33 and 2. Obviously, never going to stay anywhere near the SF and farm unless they get into a mid-game spin where they start really countering him a lot of the time. Now, Universe still has his Burrow Strike to be able to get away. They also have the Shallow Grave. Going to glimpse him back, and the Burrow Strike comes out in order to get out of that one. Now Fear makes the quick response, a TP in, and an ultimate to lay out the Disruptor. Many of the other heroes were dropped quite low, but still, it's fighting around and undying. They don't get greedy. They just take the one pick off that they got. Helped Universe survive, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, and you force the Dragon Knight to rotate at the same time as the Undying, and the Disruptor dies for that, and you don't lose a single hero. You're going to be incredibly satisfied if you're EG, and they know for a fact that he doesn't have the Tombstone. They're going to fight this.
Yeah, this is a little awkward here. Shiki actually runs to Sumail, Dragon Tails him up, and runs right past him with that extra movement speed.
I don't think they're going to be able to get anything as a result of this, but it's going to force C-Deck out of the lane. It's going to make it easier for them to push down this mid tower, and C-Deck is just playing reactionary Dota. Fear's going to pick up a Haste Rune. Incredibly happy to see this, and he might even bother just swinging back mid, but he notices that at bottom, this is a free lane. You don't want to just ever give up free lanes. You still want to play around the fact that there's farm down there.
Yeah. Well, AUI would be happy to take some of that farm. He's actually level 5, so the very early level 6 is coming his way. They certainly know how to give AUI space, man. Always the greedy force, so valuable on him. AUI trying to run down this Tusk. Couldn't quite get in range, though. They will back up. Universe getting more free time in the top lane as C-Deck are trying to get really aggressive early on.
They have to guarantee a kill here. They're using, this is such a big resource. The Gyrocopter's not farming top at all, and you notice that EG actually just completely backed off because they realize the Gyro's not pushing out this top lane. Like, it's almost by his tower, and he's still not here, and so it's guaranteed that they're off the map. And you see Universe actually rotate too, and they're actually going to pincer C-Deck, and Universe is going to spot them out. They know they're here, and C-Deck's stuck in such a weird position because they don't want to give this up, but they're not in the best position to continue pursuing. And so what they have to do now is almost go for this push with Shiki, but he doesn't have the Elder Dragon form, and so this is just going to completely fail.
Yeah. That one opening where they found, like, in the top river area, to jump on the Undying and Dragon Knight, forcing out that Elder Dragon form, like, it's a very small advantage, but you can see how it pays off in the right situations here. Dragon Knight unable to make his team push down that tower because of the lack of his ultimate. They do have a nice big stack of Ancients, though. Shiki is actually running over to stack that one even more. Of course, the Gyrocopter is going to be looking to farm that one on a little bit later.
The problem is this passive playstyle doesn't benefit C-Tech. If you notice that E.g. Sumail has a Hand of Midas right now, and he's just pretty much saying, I'm going to get further and further ahead of you. The Dragon Knight is a full 2 levels behind. Even more than that. It's almost, after this next neutral camp, it's going to be 3 levels behind. So I know I'm talking a lot about Sumail, but how do you ignore the fact that somebody's got a level a minute? Even more than that, actually. That's a 10-minute Midas almost Yules already.
2,000 net worth advantage over you when you only have 3,600 as a Dragonite anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty absurd if you think about it, and it just makes this game so much easier for EG. And I mean, CDEC's been pretty dominant this entire tournament, but it just feels like they're getting a little bit frustrated. Like that smoke attempt mid where after they didn't find somebody, they didn't instantly give it up. They just constantly walked around with their carry to try to find something. It just feels like this is a team that isn't quite sure what to do anymore, especially after that last game. And it's almost like they're giving EG a little bit too much respect. Because CDEC, I definitely think they could have won that last game if they had just stuck to their guns and said, we're going to 5-man and ignore the fact that Techies is hero.
They at least would have had a stronger contest than we actually saw, which was a very slow death of CDEC.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think CDEC is taking a similar approach here where they're being a little bit overly cautious. Like, they're just pretty much letting AUY set up camp here at bottom. Like the Tusk isn't even farming because he's so afraid that there are mines or landmines there, and he doesn't want to approach this lane. So this is a free lane for them, and EG are just kind of hiding behind this mid tower and constantly just doing the jungle over and over again. And it's impossible for Shiki to pop his Elder Dragon form when you've just got a hero in the jungle at all times. Like, you actually have to try to contest it first and kill him.
Oh, Tusk actually jumped the Techies finally, but there's double mines to catch him out. So not only is there suicide from the Techies dodging his own kill being given away to CDEC, but also gets the counter kill onto the Tusk.
CDEC's going for the smoke. Yeah. They need this too. This is...
Why do you think EG went for the smoke in the first place, though?
You kill bottom and then you go for the tower, but I don't even know if that plays enough here. Universe is going to spot this out. They don't have ward vision of him either, and they know that they're...
Yeah, but the mine's exploding as well. They know there's multiple heroes, obviously.
No. If they get spotted out like this, all they're going to do is pressure this bottom tower out, and then it's hard for them to kind of make a move in. But if they can kill Sumail here, this would be significant. But he has his Yule Scepter and a Hand of Midas already. They have to be so careful about this, but they should have enough to kill him.
Yeah, Sumail's going to be forced into a self-Yule Scepter. Never mind, still gets caught by the ultimate. Now pops and dodges most of the damage. Sphere comes in with great Sonic Wave in order to finish off the Disruptor nice and fast. Sumail dropping lower and lower. The managed to get a really good Shallow Grave. He actually survives through all of that. The last bit of damage is there from the Tombstone, unfortunately. Now the Dragonite plus the Undying both going to pop their ultimates here to try and fight some more. AUI get a little bit of damage onto guard. The burst damage is almost there. Fear still goes down towards the tail end of that one, but AUI walks away with a double kill. Shiki trying to catch up to PPD, has the Dragon Tail up, but can't really chase him into the Techies lane.
Oh, is he going to run into these mines on the side? I don't think that's enough, actually. It's only
three mines, I think.
He's got a lot of armor, so he should be okay with this, but...
Actually, it's only 2 mines.
It's only 2? Where's the third one?
The third one's in the bottom area.
I see. Yeah. So even if he walked in there for a TP, he'd be fine. And he picks up Blink Dagger now, so he's doing a good job of keeping up now in farm. He's only 1,500 now behind Sumail, and he's actually jumped over Fear. So net worth is not too terrible for CDEC. The problem for them right now is that the Gyrocopter has absolutely nothing.
AUI, he doesn't have suicide, so he just lays down double mines to finish off the Disruptor. Ice Shards, well, he caught AUI, but now there's PPD behind him. Nice double Burrow Strike. Universe still going to be caught, though, by the Snowball. Double call down, and will be popped. Sumail trying to get a kill there with the long-range raises, but CDEC actually making an okay exchange there. Originally going for the Techies, missing out, but they still get Universe.
AUI's not even afraid. Like, he just fights them.
Yeah.
He lays down landmines. He's like, I dare you. Find out if I have remotes as well. And we saw that at bottom. And in that fight in the jungle, he placed 3 mines there. All of them hit. So it's becoming so hard for them to fight right now. And it's just not the best situation for them.
Tombstone used by Carter. They are trying to clear through this stack. Obviously, this early on to the game, Gyrocopter, 1 flat cannon isn't even going to be close. So it's going to take a little bit more time. Looks like he's going for the drums build. Ring of Aquila and drums. Very early laning phase stat items being picked up by him. Plus he also went for the treads over phase boots. Seems just like a lot of tanking up that he's trying to do versus heroes like the Queen of Pain and the burst damage of the Sand King.
I don't think he can go for the drums. I feel like he needs a BKB so much sooner this game.
Okay.
Like, if you go for the drums and then go for the BKB, then you still lack stuff
Here
like
comes the epicenter. Q. He's going to be blown up immediately. Shiki does manage to get a stun right away onto Universe, and there's a TP rotation coming out from our Gyrocopter. The call down's going to land on Universe, finishing him up. PPD was put in an awkward position there trying to save his ally, and now looks like he's going to be run down by the Dragonite. He is buying his allies time, though, to get both the middle and bottom towers, so that is something, I suppose.
Oh, for PPD for 2 towers?
Yeah.
They'd be so satisfied with this trade-off. It's
Well,
only a dazzle.
Universe.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got
Universe
the
traded
disruptor.
himself for a disruptor. It's not a great trade-off, but
Space created, don't worry.
yeah.
They're going to go for this tower. Sumail's got a Yule Scepter.
Certainly.
They know the TP rotations already came on top. And the Dragon Knight is the only hero you're worried about. And they're trying to sandwich him right now for the kill.
Has to make a snowball play. Walrus punch on a Sumail. And now the Disruptor ultimate actually locks Sumail in. He still has the Yules to be able to buy himself a little bit more time, but will go down towards the end of that one. Looks like the commitment was just too much. It's just too hard ganking a Tusk underneath a tower. Snowball is just such a great recovering mechanism.
Yeah, and C-Deck are actually counter-pushing this Tier 2 tower, and they're doing a lot of damage to it right now, and EG are losing heroes a lot more.
What do you think about this Blink Dagger, though?
Oh,
nice blink forward, PPD.
He's so low already.
He just did not respect the blink of Dragon Knight.
And they got the top Tier 2 tower on both of their cores. Were able to push it pretty much by themselves, and EG had a pretty okay advantage. I mean, Sumail still leads in net worth, but the Dragon Knight is catching up, and now Fear has actually been supplanted by this Gyrocopter, who was a full 3K behind him in net worth. And now he's going to go for the drums because he's like, now this game is going much better now. It's like, things are going okay. I've got a Helm of Dom.
Yeah.
We're not just getting destroyed. I don't have to get a BKB just off the bat.
I think we got a little downtime here, and I think it's really important. We talk about the Blink Dagger techies. Why is AUI going for this, and what does this imply for C-Deck? How do they respond to that? Because I'm looking at this and going, C-Deck, I mean, they could actually just techies suicide jump on a Gyrocopter every fight if they wanted to.
I think it's more for the split push potential that it gives you. Like, the thing is you don't want to gank a techies. That's the weird concept about the hero, is that you never really want to gank a techies because you never know what you're going to lose out of it. If he just suicides, then you wasted your time. If he has mines there and you die as a result, it's even worse. And that's kind of the issue with the hero. And so AUI is kind of telling them, okay, yeah, maybe you can kill me, but it's going to be 10 times harder now that I've got this Blink Dagger because I can just remote mine, land mine, kill a creep wave, blink out.
Right.
Are you really going to pursue a techies like that? You don't quite know what's going on, and so I think this is a response to that. They can keep the game going indefinitely because this game they have much better cores. Like last game they had the Lina and the Clinks, but this game they've got a Queen of Pain who can scale really well against the line of a C-Deck. Their supports, techies and Dazzle, I mean, we see how good Weave is every single game. And the Shadow Fiend still has that Hand of Midas, so he's going to snowball faster than everybody else, and so you're just going to see them split push, I think.
Dragon Knight loses or pops his ultimate in order to take this tier 1 at the bottom lane. Trade-off, EG grabbing the tower top. We've got the mech finished up for our Undying. Dragon Knight is going to be building into a BKB, looks like. Pretty obvious there. Gyrocopter actually goes for the Helmet Dominator after the drums.
I really like this build, though, by Shiki. Getting the Blink Dagger was so clutch. Like, they were quite far behind if you looked at net worth. Just early game, he was behind by like 4K gold. He's like, what item is going to allow me to catch back up into this game? We need to punish Fear. We need to punish Sumail. The Blink Dagger is going to be what does it for them. And EG are starting to realize that the Yule Scepter and Hand of Midas that Sumail have aren't great net worth lead items right now. Like, he needs a BKB to be able to survive these fights.
Yeah. So that's why they're sitting back, split pushing, farming. And just generally speaking, staying away from C-Deck. C-Deck don't even have the opportunity. I was like, okay, if they're being given space, are you able to take Roshan? But they don't even like have a medallion hero.
Yeah, they don't have the best course to do the Roshan. The Gyrocopter and Dragon Knight aren't the best two heroes at doing it.
Yeah.
But I just want to highlight, Shiki got